How do you get work? You know, a lot of builders look at, say, your type of projects, and you work on some beautiful projects, and 18-month build, 2-year builds, and so on. How have you sort of got yourself to a point where you attracted those type of projects? Have they come through clients, referrals? Have they come through architects? Is it about building relationships with an architect? What's your sort of approach in terms of finding new work?
Yeah, I mean, it's all word of mouth. Like Auckland's small. And I think, if you can do a good job on one job, they have a friend that knows someone in their building. So, I mean, pretty quickly your reputation is out there, and it's like, oh, this guy does a great job, you got to use him. And then you have a meeting with them, and sure enough, they're using such and such architect, and then this person's using the same architect coincidentally. So I think it's like a combination of everything. But the word of mouth is the most powerful tool. Like we haven't really advertised. We've only just launched a website about 2 to 3 months ago.
Right.
Which is more of like a portfolio just to showcase what we've done. And then it's not all on there, but it's, at least something to start from. So I think, in terms of reputation is just crucial, and just like we've spoken about before, it's just go slow and steady, and just learn the process, and how a building company works and functions.
Yeah, I looked at your website. We were talking about it before. Your that in situ home that you built. It's your own home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a beautiful home. What was some of the challenges in terms of like doing that whole in situ house? Was it quite challenging, or was it actually fine?
Yeah, thanks. It was challenging. I love working with concrete. It's such a great material. Challenging in a way that like I'm paying for it all. So it's you got to go fast, but I just planned that out in my head. So I had about a year to kind of think about how it all worked and how it all went together. So you treat it like it's your own project. It's you treat it differently. So you kind of built it in your head before you've actually built it in practice. And there's a lot of things that you can't build, obviously, but the best thing was just I was able to just be so across just every part of it. So there wasn't like anything too difficult about it. Like it's quite a simple form. Like it was a pretty simple-ish design. The early stages in setting out all the concrete was probably the most like challenging. And once that was over, it was just basically putting the rest of it back together.
Yeah.
The best thing about the in situ concrete is all done first and it's all finished. So you're just basically framing into it and cladding into it. And it's all just basically, sub-trades from there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely like a cool way of building. We had like Ross Bannon on recently as well. It's obviously the concreteologist.
Yeah.
And he was sort of talking about all those aspects as well. Just like building with concrete is actually kind of like it's definitely like a cool way of building and seeing those beautiful walls come out. You know what I mean?
It's good fun. Yeah, I do like it. I mean, you have your day where you pour and it's all over in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So, it's it can be quite stressful, and you get quite nervous. Like I was pretty nervous for one of our pours at home when we were doing that, and once it's over, it's like, okay, it's all in, and then you go like, okay, that's done. It's like, I wonder what it's going to look like. You just have to wait a couple of days, and then you get a good reveal.
That's awesome, eh? It comes out nice, and then
not always, but
got to fix it up.
Yeah.
What sort of numbers in your business do you sort of keep an eye on? You know what I mean? There's a lot of business owners have come through here. They sort of focus on different elements, but what's sort of the most important numbers for you to kind of make sure that the things are tracking as they should?
Numbers as in staff numbers, financial numbers?
Yeah, any numbers, like in terms of, I was sort of referring to financials, but it could be staff and...
Yeah, look, always conscious of how many guys you got on site. The labour bill can creep up there quite quickly on the bigger builds as well. If you've got, say, 7-8 guys on site, you got to make sure that, Smoko's only a certain time. Everyone works from the start to finish. So, that's crucial. So our building labour, we're across all of that. So that's a pretty crucial number. Also, like your suppliers, so making sure that you're getting charged the same timber rates for every invoice, and you're not getting overcharged for certain things. Just last week you had placemakers, charge us 4 times for one fire that we bought. So
Right.
yeah.
If you're not across that, you can miss those things.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be
easily.
pretty careful.
And how good are you at doing your back costing?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've got a good Excel sort of spreadsheet now, and our office lady inputs all the data into that. So yeah, we're constantly tracking that throughout our jobs.
Right, and you do use mostly spreadsheets?
Yeah. We've tried the softwares and they haven't really done everything we wanted to. So Excel is just as good. You've just got to adapt it to your own.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, you got to, at the end of the day, whatever you're using is best, right? It's better to do your back costing using a spreadsheet than not do it at all because, you're using a software that you don't understand or it's too complicated.
Yeah, it's only as good as the data that you put in. And if
exactly.
you need to create time to put that in, and so that's what she's there for. So you boys relay to her, and so do I.